Welcome back to Reap the Gems podcast. Yeah, man. Hey, shit, I ain't gonna lie, y'all boys. Go. Oh man.
Nah, this boy got the bubble guts.
Oh my god, he got the bubble guts up, bro. Oh my goodness, we just started potting.
Mid-session, bro.
God damn, bro. We ain't got no toilet out here.
You smell that?
Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
Hey Z, man, you got to fight that one, bro. Let's do it.
Oh my god. Hey, that's a little accident, man. Hey. I hope y'all ain't record that, man.
Z, what's some things you can enlighten us on, man? You know he's our sports analysis here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, he got drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the 5th round.
Okay. 144th pick.
144th pick.
Okay. Yeah, 5th round draft pick.
Not the best, right? Not the best?
Not the best at all. Okay. To be honest with you, he was projected to be top 5 draft pick, if not top 2 with the quarterback.
So he just made it by a cunt here.
Not even.
He was literally projected to be a top.
Meaning
one
in the first round pick.
In the first round.
1 through 5. Yeah,
absolutely.
First one.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So that was a tremendous drop. A tremendous drop.
We all didn't expect this, of course, but I feel like with God, anything possible, everything possible. I don't feel like this happened, for no reason. All this is, of course, fuel to the fire. And under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't have happened. But we understand we're on the bigger and better things. Tomorrow's the day. We're going to be happy regardless. That's the
Now, a lot of people feel like, it had to do with race. Mm-hmm. And they also feel like it had a lot to do with his dad, which is Hall of Famer Deion Sanders. And I have to be honest, man, one of the people that said some things was Plies.
Okay.
One of the things Plies said was, you can't tell your boss what to do.
Okay.
And it's a clip that shows where Deion Sanders was basically saying where he knows where his son is not going.
Okay, yes.
Basically telling the NFL owners where he's not gonna have them draft his son.
Teams that I won't allow him to play for. Whoa. This is my profession. I know what's behind the curtain. We ain't got to get back there for me to understand what's not prominent for my son. I'm not doing it.
And if he doesn't listen to you?
Who? No, you must mean owners, like not my son.
Have you told him privately who you would like for him to play for?
It's not like who I would like for him to play for. It's a couple teams that I won't allow him to play for.
Whoa. And it's like, whoa. What if that team just decides to draft your son? Mm-hmm. Who are you to tell us we can't draft him? Mm-hmm. Right?
Right. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that played a role in it because some teams they understand Shedeur comes with his dad, and having Deion Sanders is a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves Deion. It's prime time, right? And he has something called influence. Mm-hmm. And understand, when Deion comes in the building, everybody's going to gravitate towards him. Right. He might get more attention than the head coach. Yeah. For real, because that's Deion Sanders. Yeah. And I just feel like they were making a statement that, you don't run this. We do. Yeah. And I felt like as owners, they were doing that. Because for Shedeur, they said that he was, cocky and overconfident and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And I think he was pretty good.
Right.
And, he showed that, man. He had a 70% completion rate, and which was the best in college, right?
So to see him get a 5th round pick, it's like it doesn't
add up. It doesn't make sense. I just feel like it depends on your lens.
Also,
of how
he has
you
some
see
great
it.
wide receivers too. Let's not forget, he has some great wide receivers. But I would like to say that, man, with that being said, I thought that saying with that video that you're talking about with Primetime, I thought that was about I thought it was an AI for him, man. I thought they had them rigged it up for him to say that.
When Deion was like, I don't want my son going to this team, that team. Yeah. Nah, that's a real clip.
But that's
real
crazy.
Clip. Yeah.
Because I didn't really see Deion Sanders like that. But at the same time, I can understand, you know, why he would say that. Because, going to those cold places, knowing that you're not from those type of places, you know, it can hinder your work ethics. So, hey, shout out to Shedeur, but he's going to have to face those consequences, man.
Hey, people was kind of adding plies because they felt like
what were they saying about that?
They was basically saying that he's shooting a subliminal towards,
like, put an address on it.
Yeah, basically put an address.
They wanted him to put an address on it.
Basically, and I understood where he was coming from. Not saying I agree with him fully, because at the end of the day, everything is at someone's personal lens, right? What somebody can take as cocky, another person can take as confidence, right? So it depends on how you look at that person, you know? You might feel like, man, that person is doing too much, right? Because when Baker Mayfield did this exact same thing that Shedeur did, they're like, oh, man, look at him. He's a warrior. He's confident in what his ability. But when Shedeur do it, it's like, man, he's showing off. He's, you know, he's doing too much. And
you gotta understand. Look who his dad was. This guy's dad was
like
at
some form of jealousy / humbling going on.
And all his jewelry just sitting there, bro. You talking about prime time in his prime, man. So you gotta understand. These are what these kids come from. You cannot pin that on them when that's all they know. You know what
that makes me wonder. What round was Deion in his day?
What? Deion was
he a first rounder?
He was definitely a first round draft pick. As a matter of fact, listen, let me tell you how good Deion was. Deion went to a team and he asked him, what pick do you guys have? And I believe that team had like round 8 or something like that. I don't remember the actual round. He said, don't worry, I don't gotta worry about y'all. I won't be there. Because he knew that he was going to be gone already. Why would I talk to somebody that's in round 12 when I know I'm going to be gone? And guess what? Sure enough, he was gone. I feel like, though, a lot of people supporting Shedeur. I said, I'm happy that he was able to get selected, and it's the way his reaction was, right? He wasn't upset. He wasn't bitter. He actually just was happy about it. He celebrated with his family. And I wish him nothing but the best, man. I hope you go ahead and you go and be great. And like what you said, man, live it out. Live out your dream. And guess what? Be legendary, like you said.
I also see is like, ever since his draft pick, all cameras are on him now. He goes to the club. Oh, this is what Shedeur is doing before he goes to the NFL. Big party with all these. And it's like, I said, everybody else is doing it. Why is the camera on him?
But here's the thing, though. Nobody never watches the draft after round 1. But because he was not selected, everybody was anticipating the draft until the last day because they wanted to see where he was going. So that's just to show you. He was drawing the attention.
And that goes back to that influence, like you said.
You understand what I'm trying to say? For real. And the thing is, a lot of people is putting race in the picture because I'm not sure if you guys are aware about with the Manning family. Basically, Archie Manning is Eli Manning's father. And Eli Manning got drafted by the San Diego Chargers at the time. But he didn't want to go there.
He wanted his son to go elsewhere.
And guess what happened?
He went elsewhere.
So it's like, why Deion can't have that influence? You know? So that's what argument people was saying.
Like how you said, I also want to say that I do think that was a stunt to at least draw people into watching the NFL drafts more. And I want people to,
because now their ratings went up. The ratings for the draft
went up. You know what I'm saying? The views went up. They used the Sanders family.
Listen,
to help.
Let me tell you something how big it was, right? And sorry to cut you off. Listen, the NFL draft was watched more than the NBA finals.
Oh shit.
Last year. Do you understand that? That's how much eyes and attention was on the NFL.
That's crazy.
NBA is an international sport. Keep that in mind.
And then also there was another thing I see they trolled him. So two white kids, their dad is like the head coach of the Falcons.
He got pranked.
What the hell was that about?
Thomas here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Yeah, they were waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're gonna take you with our next pick right here, man.
It's gonna be legendary.
But you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
Right, there's some people that's like, oh, I mean, that's funny, and you know, it was like just a joke, and all right, man, have a sense of humor, right? But here's the thing, right? Imagine you're working hard for something, right? You're working hard. You've been working, you know, your whole life for this moment,
right? And
someone, you know, makes a mockery of it.
They apologize and everything
just because they want to be, you know, jerks, right?
Yes.
The thing is, I don't find that as a joke. You know,
white boy humor.
Because
your white boy's humor is different from ours.
No, exactly. And because here's the thing, like this guy been working hard, training his whole life, sweat, blood, and tears for this, and you're joking about a call.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's a
what
kind
was
of
that
joke
call
that
about though?
It was basically in regards, he was acting like he was a Saints, you know, employee.
Okay.
And basically making it seem like he was gonna draft Shedeur.
Oh, okay.
With that being said, he was like, "Oh yeah, Shedeur, hey, this is so and so from the Saints.
Yeah.
We're gonna be picking you up, man." And then he was like, "All right, cool. Let's, you know," he was like, "Legendary, man. Let's make something happen." And that's when he was like, "As a matter of fact, you're gonna have to wait some more." Click. And
I heard that.
Recorded himself.
He videoed and everything, and then they end up apologizing.
You guys think he apologized because he got caught, right?
Yeah, bro. It's a bad look, bro, because their dad really works for the Saints or some shit like that.
And I'm glad that that the NFL did do something. They could have did more, but they did hit him with a fine because that's confidential information that his son ended up getting, you know.
Wow.
So the NFL did step in.
Yeah, because I think they took Shedeur number out the dad phone or his records or something like that. Man. Hey, at the end of the day, bro,
I'm glad he got picked, man.
Yeah, I'm glad bro got picked, but you know, race is always gonna be a thing. You know, is racism as bad as it was back in the days? Of course not. They're not hanging us from trees no more. We all have free will, but race definitely does play a role in some of these things when it comes to sports, entertainment, just in life, period. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't call it a race thing. I would call it a hate thing. It's like a hate slash.
But racism stems from hate, though.
Yeah, but why I say hate? Because you got people who hated Deion Sanders for some
reason. Basically, it's a thing where they want to see him lose, or they want to see him embarrassed, or they just want to see him down. Basically, you know, and that's just what I mean. I just don't think that. I think they felt like, you know, they did it as a joke to, like I said, to make him look bad. I don't think they did it to like kind of make him, because he's black. I don't think it had, because it happened to several people that got drafted as well. But the thing is, they're not as notarized as, you know, Shedeur Sanders is, so they're not.
So we didn't even hear about it.
We didn't even really hear about it. So yeah, it happened to several players. So.
Yep. Hey man, we just gotta wait for NFL season to start.
Yeah, and
we'll see how bro rock out with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, man.
You know
so man, for real, tell us what you guys think, man. Tell us your thoughts. And you know, we want to say thank you again for continue watching and continue subscribing. And like my boy Moy would say, tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Yep. Yes.